We are back now with a GMA3 health alert. WNBA star Erica Wheeler is here to talk about a cause that is close to her heart, cervical cancer. It is a disease that killed more than 4,000 women in the U.S. last year alone, and January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. So Erica's here with board-certified OBGYN and women's health advocate, Dr. Jessica Shepard, to help raise awareness. Thank you to both of you for being with us. And Dr. Shepard is joining us via Zoom because of all of the storms keeping her from New York. But we really wanted to have this conversation because it's so important and so close to your heart, Erica. Tell us about that.
Well, it's super important to me. I lost my mom to cervical cancer, so I'm definitely, it's an honor for me to be up here to advocate, to share my journey and share my experience. Man, I get choked up every time I think about it because how often do we put appointments aside? Because life, you get super busy and rescheduling things. So for me, I think it's super important that I'm advocating for this campaign. It's super important for me that I honor my mom in this way, and I'm vulnerable enough to be up here to share my story. Just to let the women know that this cervical cancer is a disease that's super important that we need to check in on.
And it is a beautiful way to honor her memory, truly. Dr. Shepard, talk about the screening that women need to be doing and the ages and the regularity they need to be seeing doctors about this.
Yeah, Rebecca, you know, as Erica was saying, this is something that when we think about the small appointments that we put behind and, you know, advocating for everybody to take that time for themselves, because when we think about cervical cancer, it really is one of the cancers that can be prevented with screening. And when we think of screening, this is going to start at the age of 21. And you're going to do that through the age of 29 every 3 years, as recommended by your doctor. There may be instances where you may need to do that more frequently. But between the ages of 30 to 65, this is really where we look at co-testing. And co-testing really means the Pap test plus HPV. And those are taken at the same time, but they have two different goals and really looking at the specificity, which really just means getting to a possible diagnosis earlier, but also for the physician, like myself, when I see these patients, is to make sure that we know this outcome. We can help the patient prevent cervical cancer.
Yeah, it's such an important point you make that this, if you're catching it early enough, with those detection signs, it can make all the difference in the world. And Erica, I'm sure that's why the ultimate defense is so important to you to be a part of this.
Man, it's an honor. Like I said earlier on, it's a super honor. The ultimate defense campaign is to raise awareness for women to get to their doctors and just get screened for cervical cancer, because like I said, it can happen super quick. So I'm in a position of a great honor, and I want to wear that, and I want to be able to spread the word. And like I said, I'm up here vulnerable enough to share my story. I know what I felt when I lost my mom, so I just want to spread the word.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful thing that you're doing and something that will honor her into perpetuity. Dr. Shepard, there are disparities in terms of how much screening there is. What are the kinds of things women of all backgrounds need to be watching out for?
Yeah, you know, women of all backgrounds, anyone who's listening or watching really needs to understand the importance of this test that's done, because it really can save someone's life. Early detection is key. But when we look at disparities, particularly with Black and Hispanic women, this is really where we see the gap in healthcare and also the ability to understand the disease and who it's impacting. So when we look at Black women, they are actually 2 times more likely, and for Hispanic women, 40% more likely than white women to die from cervical cancer. So even though we're talking about it from the perspective of increased death, we really have this opportunity in this gap with the cervical testing with Pap and HPV to really narrow that gap so that we don't have these deaths. And so this is where I'm so thankful that Erica can speak about her experience, but she can share that with so many other women, and they can do what's best for them by getting screened.
We are so thankful to both of you for being here with us. Thank you, Dr. Shepard. Thank you, Erica, for sharing your personal story with all of this. And we will see you again very soon, we hope.